Hello my friends, I'm Serenity Dawn and welcome to this story. Today I am bringing you my TBR for the Tea-A-Thon, and I thought it would be quite appropriate to have a cup of tea while we discuss the Tea-A-Thon. The Tea-A-Thon is a week-long readathon happening from September 8th through the 15th, which is a Monday through Sunday readathon. It is hosted by Q from Professor Q's College of Books and also Maddie from The Book Pusher. Now there are 7 prompts in this week-long readathon, a prompt for each day, and you can use one book if you wish for all of the prompts, or you can use a different book for each of them. Mix it up however you want. I have linked both of the hosts' information down below, as well as the Tea-A-Thon Twitter account, so that you can go and follow and find out additional information if you wish. Let's get into the challenges, shall we? The first challenge for the Tea-A-Thon is green tea. Read a book with green on the cover. For green tea, I have chosen The Hollow Boy. It is the 3rd book in the Lockwood & Company series, and it has green right there on the cover. Lockwood & Company is a supernatural fantasy, and there is a lot of suspense and mystery, and the first 2 books were a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting into the 3rd one. This is written by Jonathan Stroud. For the second challenge, ooh, that's some hot tea! Choose a book with a hot cover. Now, for this one, you can take it in a multitude of ways. I have chosen to go with a book that has something that looks hot on the cover. And for this one, I have doubled up, and I'm going to be reading The Hollow Boy because there is green flames and steam rising from the mask and chains. The 3rd challenge for the Tea-A-Thon is to read a book while drinking tea. Now, that can happen with any and all of these challenges, I feel like, but I thought I would share a tea that I intend to drink while doing this readathon. One of them is sweet tea. This is Texas, and we do like our tea cold and sweet. But if I'm going to be drinking a hot tea, I will most probably at some point be drinking Sao Passion Tea. I love this tea. It is fruity, it is sweet, it is very verbose in flavor, and I just am drinking this tea. The sachets are really pretty. I like the packaging. There's some purple on them and on the tags. This tea has hibiscus and orange peel and rose hips, as well as passion fruit flavors. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. The 4th prompt is cream and sugar. Read a book that will make you happy. Now, as of today, I just finished The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima. I did a buddy read with Stephanie from Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. I will link her channel down below, because if you haven't watched her videos and subscribed to her channel, you are missing a real treat. She is just fantastic, and I adore her as a person, and I really enjoy her videos. And just do yourself a favor and go check out her channel. So I read this book this past week with her, and this is the 1st book in the 7 Realms novels. And this is a fantasy series that is told in dual perspective, from the point of Cuffs Alistair, or Hunts Alone. He goes by several names in this series, and also Princess Raisa. Now, obviously the Princess Raisa is a princess and struggling to find her place within the realm, and is torn between the desires of her mother and the head wizard, and what she knows to be right for her kingdom. And Cuffs Alistair is a former street lord and thief who is trying to go straight, and of course that proves difficult because a lot of people don't want to believe that he has changed for the better, and so that provides a whole set of challenges. And when you mix in some wrong place, wrong time kind of situations, it makes for some wonderful, wonderful, intriguing storyline. This, in some ways, is definitely the slowest book in this series, because there is a lot of getting to know the characters and all that, but there are some awesome, really super fast-paced points in this book as well. I love this series. Even though this was my second reread and third time to have enjoyed this story, I would highly recommend this book for anybody who enjoys a chosen one and a good friend storyline, as well as if you enjoyed the movie Aladdin and the storyline in that. I would say that this is definitely a series that you need to read, because there are a lot of parallels between the Aladdin movie and the Seven Realms storyline. So, just gonna throw that out there for anybody who might be interested. But, since I just read that, I'm going to be reading the second book, The Exiled Queen, because for various reasons, this is my favorite book in this series. Though I love all of the books, I like certain things that happen in this book the most, I think. There's certain things that we get in this book that we don't get in other books as much, and I like certain exchanges between certain characters that occurred in The Exiled Queen, so this will make me happy to read this one again too. The fifth challenge is Black Tea. Read a book with angst. And for this one, I feel like either of my aforementioned books would be beautifully suited for a book with angst. There's a lot of anxiety and fear that happens within these storylines for various reasons. And so, yes, angsty books, definitely. There's fear and anxiety that occurs in here. 6 is Lavender Tea. Read a book with flowers on the cover. Now, this, I think you might have noticed a trend, but I'm doubling up on some of these challenges. And The Exiled Queen, if you look on the bottom corner of this cover, there is grassland flowers right there on the cover. Can you see that? So, flowers on the cover. And the final challenge is The Tea is Cold. Read a book that you have put off for far too long. And for this one, I have two different options. One is Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie. Now, I have been putting off reading this book for far too long, like 2 years. And it also has cherry blossoms, which are flowers, on the cover. So this would work for challenge 6 and 7. And this is nonfiction, obviously, because it's learning to teach from a place of rest and not being so in hyper overdrive all the time. The other book that I might choose to read for a book that I put off far too long is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. And this is a book that's told in dual perspective. Quite frankly, I don't really remember a whole lot about it because it's been so long since I got it. I do know it's told in dual perspective, and let's see here. Believing is dangerous. Darcy Patel is afraid to believe all the hype, but it really is happening. Her teen novel is getting published. Instead of heading to college, she's living in New York City, where she's welcomed into the dazzling world of YA publishing. That means book tours, parties with her favorite authors, and finding a place to live that won't leave her penniless. It means sleepless nights rewriting her first draft and struggling to find the perfect ending, all while dealing with the intoxicating, terrifying experience of falling in love with another writer. Told in alternating chapters is Darcy's novel, the thrilling story of Lizzie, who wills her way into the afterworld to survive a deadly terrorist attack. With survival comes the responsibility to guide the restless spirits that walk our world, including one ghost with whom she shares a surprising personal connection. But Lizzie is not alone in her new calling. She has counsel from a fellow spirit guide, a very desirable one, who is torn between wanting Lizzie and warning her that believing is dangerous. And it's a brilliant high-wire act of weaving two epic narratives and two unforgettable heroines into one novel. Scott Westerfeld's latest work is a triumph of storytelling. And that's the Junior Library Guild selection. So, I don't know, it sounded really intriguing a few years ago when I first heard of it, and then I found this little gem on clearance, and so I had to pick it up. It's been sitting in my closet for the longest time, and I need to get to it. So I will either be reading this or Teaching from Rest, which I also need to read and has been sitting on my shelf for far too long. For the Tea-A-Thon, these are my 4 selections that I will possibly get to this week. A couple of these are quite clearly decently long books. They're tomes. So I tried not to overdo it because I am teaching and I do have family life and various other stuff, and I do want to start filming and editing videos for y'all again, because I took a month and really didn't do anything but read and get back into the swing of teaching. So that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to find my new normal. So I want you to tell me one book that you would read for a prompt in this read-a-thon. I hope that you're having a wonderful and blessed day, my friends, and don't forget to enjoy this story. I'll see you soon. Bye!